Okay, it's time to prepare the garden here. And the first thing I'm going to do is put on an edge with my spade, which I've actually already started here. I'll point the camera down so you can see what's going on here. So you can kind of see I've already started this. And I drew that in on my design, you may remember from the first video. So that really helps me to figure out where it's going to go when I actually do it. But also once I get doing it, there's a bit of art, sort of a bit of a feel you get for something that is going to look nice. So I'm just going to show you, in case you haven't done this before, what I do. So I take my spade. I've just kind of started it to, I kind of do it very shallow at first to get a feel for what it's going to look like. And basically it just, involves putting the spade in and kicking down, peeling the grass up and going along like that. And that's how you put a nice edge on, going fairly straight down like that. Now, there are kind of two main ways I would deal with putting in a garden. I would put this edge on. I could sheet mulch this, or I could sheet mulch right on top of the grass here, or I could just take off the grass and then bring in my compost and either double dig it in or till it in. I can kind of show you here. If I zoom back out, you can see there is a sheet mulch I did this year. I did it this spring and now it's fall, and this is a great time to be doing all this kind of stuff. So it's broken down quite a bit from when I started it, and there was some over here, and that new little bit there in front is where I'm doing some cover cropping, but that was my sheet mulch. So I'm not going to do that today. I don't really have time for it today, but that's a really great thing to get into. Today what I'm going to do is just take off the grass, and maybe what I'll do is I'll turn the camera off for that, and I'll come back when that's done. So I've taken off most of my sod here, but I thought I'd better show you what I'm doing. Basically, I come with my spade really low like this. I've already taken this up, so it's pretty easy now, but it's tough work doing this. If you have a big area to do, you can get a sod cutter. You can rent one, and that'll do a lot of the work for you. But it is kind of back-breaking work, which is why sheet mulching is a little nicer if you don't want to do that much heavy work. But then with the sheet mulching, you have to go get all the materials, so there are advantages to both. So when I do this, I want to leave most of my soil in the garden. I mean, that's precious soil. In my case, and what I would advise you to do is, I don't worry about it too much, because I'm going to take all of this sod with the soil that comes with it and put it into a compost bin, so it'll eventually come back into the garden here. So I don't worry too much about leaving all the soil in here. So basically just take it off, kind of drop it up and down to get the soil off, and then I put it out of the way, and that'll go into a compost pile. I think I've basically got that now. There will be still some grass roots in here. I've certainly done the thing before where you take out all the grass roots, or as much of the grass roots too as you can, and that just takes too much time. But it won't grow back much because we're going to mulch it well. So next step is bringing in the compost here, and this is just straight compost. There's no soil in it. That's one thing I think I forgot to mention when I was talking about compost. I don't want to bring in topsoil. It doesn't have really much of any advantage. Where's my rake? Topsoil doesn't offer any advantage, and often it's actually brings in some disadvantages and causes some problems. So I don't want topsoil, or I don't want compost and topsoil mixed, like in a 2- or 3-way mix or anything. I just want straight compost. That's really what I need. The only time I would bring in topsoil is if I had to change the grade or something like that, but very rarely do I want to use topsoil. So I'm going to spread this out here. And this is kind of what, this is what the Smiling Gardener Academy is all about too. We could just get into this stuff in a lot more detail. The videos are very practical. I try to get very hands-on, so like stuff like this where I'm really showing you how to do it.